Okay then. Okay, everybody. We're on now. Let's see. Yes. So hello and welcome everybody to the session. And as I said that it seems that now we've run out of topics. For every topic that you might have wanted clarity on, I think over the last couple of years, we've done these sessions every week. And so we've covered it in almost about 200 plus sessions. And we have all of those videos on YouTube itself. So if you are looking for a particular topic, you can let me know and we'll direct you to that. However, we are still here. So it means that I just come over here and have a chat with you and we'll take up questions. Either you can ask me the question that's bothering you or something that you need clarity on, or otherwise I'll just pick up one of you, make you the scapegoat, and then you will have to speak to me and tell me whatever is happening in your life. So who wants to go? Who wants to talk? Is there anybody who wants to talk, who wants to discuss a topic, or shall I just pick up the scapegoat? Okay.
Hi.
Yes, hi, Lisa.
Okay, I just wanted to understand how is astrology related in our lives, because for very long we have been hearing about it. We also consult astrologers.
Yes.
And in a way, I realize that it's all based on fear that we are consulting, and we are trying to inculcate those advices in our everyday lives. Some of it happens, some of it doesn't, but maybe it is all manifesting as per our fear. So some could be good, some could be bad. I'm not talking about the results, but what exactly is it and how is it related? Like, just trying to understand the whole thing about it.
How beautiful, right? Because as you are speaking to me, but because you've been listening to me, so already you kind of are understanding the kind of answers that I'm going to come up with, because that's the frequency now that you are in, that you are receiving these answers. And so you've already told me the answer, but I will go a little bit more into detail. I've covered this, I think, maybe not in terms of astrology as such, but some people believe in black magic. So even in terms of black magic, when you go and consult somebody, in terms of astrology, when you go and consult somebody, you're absolutely right about the starting point. The starting point is fear. Why? Because something is manifested and you can see a series of manifestations happening and you don't like what's happening. And so you think, okay, but you know what? At that point in time, you wish to experience fear. That's what the experience that you came for. You came for experiences of separation. You came for experiences to recognize that, okay, maybe you are not the powerful one, you are the powerless one. And so from that place, you go out and seek astrologers. Astrology is a science. Astrology is all about the movement of planets. And anytime that you go to an astrologer, they will also tell you that there is a mathematical part to it, and then there is a deduction part of it, right? Because in astrology, anybody, even a computer, can create your horoscope. And once the horoscope is created, because that's just a mathematical calculation, but from that, now you need to get to analysis and deductions. And that's where, you reach out to astrologers saying, what does this mean? And what does that mean? What does this planet, this location, what does it mean? And so here it is that every planet has an impact on us. Every planet has an impact on us. And so when you go to an astrologer, whether they can read that or not read that, it doesn't matter, because the planet has an impact on us. Why does the planet have an impact on us? Because we allow it to. We allow it to. Through our understanding and through our, looking around saying, okay, who all has power over us? And then you discover something that you didn't know. Oh my God, there are planets that are sitting so far away and they have power over us. Let's figure out what's going to happen. And the more we get into it, and as you rightly said, some of it will come right, because that's how things are. We are science projects, right? So we are already born, also when it comes to horoscopes, we are already born with an energy field. And yes, that energy field can be predicted by looking at the stars. But here you go. The more you sit in the same energy field, the more it keeps manifesting. You become very predictable. Because let us say you were born with an energy field of 90% fear, and now you are sitting in fear, you are sitting in more fear. Those predictions that are based on an energy field that you were born with, those are coming true. And yet, in the middle of it all, somewhere, there's a planet out there that suddenly wakes up and gives you this wisdom. Whatever it is, whether we talk about planets outside or an energy field that's yours. My whole understanding, I used to be such a believer in astrology because Mani, when he was alive, he was an amazing astrologer. He was an amazing astrologer. People came to him from everywhere across the world. Every time he made a prediction, it would go true. And I talk about it so many times in my messages, and even how to understand guidance, because I say every time people came to him from outside, his predictions were bang on all the time. Only now that I realized that he wasn't actually just doing predictions. He was doing the entire analysis and all of that stuff, but he had the gift. So everything that he was speaking was actually coming from the guidance frequency. And it happens so many times that things will come out of my mouth and I don't even know where they're coming from, but I see them getting, proven right again and again. So everything around us is energy, and energy holds information. So information is received, it comes through us when we are tapping into all of these energies of answers. So some answer comes through us. And then somebody comes back and tells us, oh, this prediction of yours went right. And I say, wow, I understand what is prediction. It is simply information that I was able to access only because I'm sitting in the frequency of answers and something came through. Every time, now here's the flip part of it. Every time Mani wanted to make some predictions on us, we were his children, there were attachments involved, there were expectations involved. Every time he would make a prediction on us, 50-50. It wasn't with that surety that it would go right. Today, when I look back, I can totally understand. When he was making predictions, he thought he was analyzing, but things were coming through his mouth. They became predictions for the other people. They were always going right. When it came to us, there was expectations and attachments playing out. And so he was actually not accessing, he was putting his mind to it. He wanted outcomes. If he can see that I'm going to go through a bad time, he being the father didn't want that bad time, right? So now he had attachments to outcomes. Guess what happens when we have attachment to outcomes? Well, we are in the frequency of the mind. The frequency of the mind then is the frequency of questions and not of the answers. And that is why I say to people again and again, let go of your expectations of outcomes. How is this even connected to astrology? Why are you running to an astrologer? Only because you have outcomes in mind. You have specific outcomes because you think whatever is happening because of those planets. When I reached, it was funny because when Mani passed on, and he was such an amazing astrologer, that on the day that he passed on, so while he was alive, whatever his work papers were, we never could touch it. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm trying to mute somebody else. I'm trying to mute Preeti. Okay. Anyways, okay. So when Mani was alive and he was, every time he had his stuff out there, his notebook or his journal or whatever, his diary, we wouldn't have the guts to touch it. If we touched it and moved it just by half an inch, he'd come out and be like, who touched my diary? Who touched my diary? And so none of us had the guts to touch his diary. But the day that he passed on, a few days later, when we opened the diary, such an amazing astrologer he was, that he'd actually not taken any appointments from the day that he was not going to be there. So 6th of December was the last appointment. He had not taken any appointments. And, he used to be the advisor. By that time, he was the advisor to the Prime Minister. He was the advisor to the President of India. And so he was taking appointments every single day from somebody, some minister, somebody or the other. But 6th of December onwards, his diary was empty. There was a front part of his diary where he used to write down right at the beginning of the year. In December, and in the beginning of the year, he would write down how his days would go as per the planets. So he would say, okay, January, this one will fall sick, and March is a good time to buy a property or some such thing like that. But in December, he had only written one phrase, and that was Moksha Prapti. Okay, Moksha Prapti. And December is the month that he went. So he was a great astrologer, but was it astrology, or was it just that he was being guided and he was being given information? No matter what it is, in all of this, as money comes and guides me today, he tells me to break all my bindings on astrology, on numerology, on everything that is outside of me. Whatever I put my trust in, that is going to become the truth for me. And this holds even for astrology. This holds true for black magic. This holds true for anything that you do. I know of somebody who believed a lot in crystals. And so every now and then she was constantly fortifying her house with crystals, saying, I've placed today a crystal. And these were all, vision, in her vision, that she was placing crystals on her house, on her colony, and everywhere. And when I started to understand this energy more and more, no matter what you do to fortify yourself, you wear stones, you do this, you are actually putting the power outside of you. And you are doing it from fear. No matter what you do, this is all happening, as you rightly caught it at the beginning of the question itself. This is all happening from fear, and it keeps us limited. It gives the power outside of us, keeps us limited. The other day, somebody said to me, can I have your horoscope? And I said, sure. I gave him the time and said, go create mine. And he went around and looked at my horoscope, and he came back to me and he says, oh, you have Moksha Prapti. This is your last birth. And I said, yeah, I've already achieved moksha. I don't have to die to achieve the moksha. It is not after death, that event. I am already done my Moksha Prapti. Because what is moksha? It is bliss. It is bliss where nothing is joy and nothing is sorrow, and everything just flows, and you sit and you are enjoying wherever you are. And that is moksha, where you're in a state of no thought, no emotion, just simply flowing with whatever it is. That is bliss. That is moksha. That is where you will be. Except that you don't have to die, because what is moksha? It is just a state of your mind. And so I already have that state of the mind. So I'm already done with Moksha Prapti. I don't have to die to get there. It has already been achieved. So when he says that is Moksha Prapti, and then he said, Kiya, but you went through this period and you went through that period. I said, today, the planets cannot have any impact on me. Why is that? Because a planet, there is something called, I remember that name also, it is a 7-year bad period. So somebody said it will be 7.
The Sade Sati, Shani ki Sade Sati.
Okay, so Shani ki Sade Sati. Okay, so 7 years of bad time. Firstly, energies don't play in time. So now I'm absolutely quite positive that 7.5 years of time doesn't mean anything when I'm operating from the energy space. And then it comes to bad time. What is a bad time? Bad time is when things are not happening as per your expectations. Today, I know If things are not happening as per my expectations, I have only one work to do, and that is to release the expectations. The minute I release the expectations, I come into a place of peace. That outside event has no control over me, as a matter of fact, has no impact over me, because I'm already sitting in peace. So that bad period of 7.5 years will probably get over in 7.5 minutes, if not less. So when something happens which is not as per my expectations, I understand this is part of a bigger design. It's happening because it is part of a design. It's not purposeless. It's here to give me an experience. So let us say something goes wrong and I go through a very, very bad experience. That event has happened to give me an experience. I've had the experience. Now it depends totally on me. It is my choice if I will continue to stretch that experience for a few years by thinking about and crying about it, or if I'm going to take that experience and understand, okay, this was the experience, this is what it created, this is the emotion that it created in me. And from this emotion, I enjoyed this emotion for as much as it wants, and then I can shift out of it. So I can shift out of any emotion. If I can shift out of sadness, then is it Sade Sati for me anymore? Actually, it's not. It's done. It's over. Because all the power I have taken from every planet and I have centered on myself. I am the most powerful. Yes, there are planets, and yes, events will happen. But as an event happens outside, I have understood I create my own universe from what am I feeling inside. And so I feel something, I experience something, I look at that something, and I can release it. And then who has the power to change? I have the power to change my future. Because what happens when I have broken the time, the concept of time itself is broken for me. When I understand that I am not this body, I am energy. I am energy, and so is the planet. So is every planet. What is the construct of? Everything is energy. So if I'm energy and the planet is energy, I am in oneness with the planet. It is no longer playing against me. As a matter of fact, it's part of my universe, and the whole of the universe is playing in my favor. So that's how I understand how to bring all the power to me, because I am that. Are you in a little bit of understanding of how energies can play a role in removing all the fear that you have of planets?
I was almost getting similar thoughts from inside, and when I hear it, it's like in your voice talking from inside somewhere.
That's my
But
that's how the
yes,
frequency works. That's how the frequency works.
yes,
So it
yes,
looks good
it's
because
like
you
you
understand
talking
and
to
you'll
me.
have a conversation, but the
Yeah.
answer, because my energy, because my and Abhilasha is laughing because she constantly says this to me. She says, "You've ruined my life." Abhilasha says, "You've ruined my life. I can be anywhere, and then you'll be talking to me and saying, 'This is fear, release the fear. This is fear, release the fear. Do this, do that. Don't get into fear.'" So I'm constantly talking to her, and she can hear my voice, and she says, "You've totally ruined, you've
No,
totally
that
ruined
is what
my
you are
life."
doing. You are talking to, I think, each one of us. And like today, I was just saying that I was just speaking to Meenal, and then Rakesh said, Acha, you were on call. I said, no, but I just get to talk to her. So I was
Correct.
making tea and I was talking to her. So
Correct.
he was like still
Absolutely.
surprised.
No, no, that's okay. That's his journey as well. So he will get there. But as Abhilasha says, scary, right? Now she will hound you for life. Yes, that's
And
exactly how it is. That's what you came here for. You came. This is a willing experience that you took on to have me hound you for the rest of your life. But here it is that the answers will come to you, because this is the frequency of answers. Whether I talk to you or money talks to you, money talks through me. And so I find it so beautiful when money first started to talk to me, and And then he says, okay, break astrology. And I was like, yeah, but in this life, you were an astrologer, you were the numerologist, like everybody came. He says, yeah, those were my limitations. Now let's move forward. And so, whatever his journey was, he had come to experience in some form the limitations as well. But today, when he guides me, it's so funny because he was such a strict authoritarian. He was a dictator. And you couldn't say anything. You had to constantly listen to him, blah blah blah. And he made so many rules, and I was this person, I didn't work with rules. So if he made some rule, as soon as he made the rule, my head would be churning as to how to break the rule. And I managed to break quite a few rules. But now when he comes to me and talks to me, there are so many times that he will actually tell me, break this rule. And I'll say, but you made this rule when you were alive, and I'm following that rule. So he says, yeah, I'm telling you now to break it. So, whatever rules we make, even for ourselves or for our children, they are coming from fear. So even the rules have just to be broken. And should we stop telling the children anything? Should we stop disciplining them? Well, it doesn't matter what you do as an action outside. What is the energy from where you are doing the action? If you are doing the action because discipline is necessary, if you don't do the discipline, the children will be ruined. This will happen, that will happen. You've created all kinds of scenarios in your head, and from those fears you are trying to discipline your children. Whether the children get disciplined or not, it doesn't matter. But your fears, the ones that you are sitting in, they will just continue to grow more and more. One actor will show you more fears, then four actors will show you more fears, but the fears will continue to grow because the frequency that you sit in is the frequency that will keep manifesting. So if you're going to sit in fears, well, more of those will manifest. And so that is why I say, sit in masti, more of that will manifest. How to sit in masti? Well, take it from me. And secondly, wherever you can see fear, where you can see yourself guilty, where you can see yourself feeling sad, disappointed, something or the other, where you can see you see handing over your power to somebody else, with love, simply bring it back with love. There's a difference between saying, no, you are trying to assert over me. No, I don't like that. I'm going to be powerful. That is still separation. That is still separation between you and me. When you understand that there is nobody outside, there is only you and you and you. And so even in astrology, every planet, the Shani is you. The Mars is you, the Mercury is you, the Venus is you, the Saturn, everything is you only. So from that oneness, by releasing the fear, you can now operate from oneness. And then, all your power is that of love. All your power is that of laughing at the drama that is outside. Why? Why do you have to laugh? You don't have to laugh, but you see, the drama already manifested. It manifested from your energies of fear. Now, the more you understand it, you recognize how powerful you were to begin with. This is what everything that you could create without even knowing. And so now that you know that you are the creator, how easy is it to change your experience? It's so easy, so much fun. Yes. So somebody asks, Parma, for one who was still in the unaware state, does astrology hold? Yeah, everything holds. Not just astrology, black magic, purple magic, pink magic, numerology, crystals, everything holds because they are here to experience fear. And so in that state, when they still have to create experiences for fear, they will believe in something and they will be more fearful of it. And that power will be outside more. So yes, absolutely. Whatever you believe in, that holds. Whatever you believe in becomes your truth. So now that when I say the universe is playing in my favor, I believe so strongly in it that it keeps becoming my truth more and more. Absolutely love this hounding experience every second, says Dipali. Yes, I don't let up, but that's why I say and you don't have to talk to me. Sometimes in the energies, somebody says, oh, I received a message saying that you have, I received guidance saying that you have a message for me. So give me my message. And I'm like, Are, when it says you have a message for me or I have a message for you, it's in the energy. I'm not this body. I'm 1% this body. I'm 99% that energy that I share with you. So if you want a message from me, simply ask in my energy, I'm Meenal, and then take the message for yourself. And that will be the message from me to you. And somebody says, when you say, I learned my lesson, does that mean you experience the frequency? Yes, of course. Every time we experience any frequency, that's what we came to experience. That's the only lesson. Today in the morning session, I was telling people, and the only thing that I want to point out again and again, if you people think that I kid around when I say that the work is every day, I'm not kidding. It's been 8 or 9 years, and we were just talking about moksha prapti. And I said, yes, I sit in the moksha state. Every time I'm aware, I'm blissfully blanked out. That's the moksha state. I am in that dead space where everything is bliss, everything is so joyous. So I don't have to be dead to be in that beautiful death space. But when you think that, okay, I might just be sitting like that the whole day, like, okay, I've got nothing to do, I'm already enlightened, and I must be just sitting like this the whole day. Well, no, this is life, and life happens every moment. There is nothing called enlightenment. This is so beautiful because every point in energy is simply the now. And so, yes, I might be enlightened while I come and do this webinar. A minute after this, I might be completely unenlightened. And that's how energy moves from enlightened to unenlightened, and unenlightened to enlightened. Who plays the game? The awareness. And that's why I tell you, just simply keep increasing your awareness. And then, therefore, there will be more moments of your enlightened state, which means just more moments of happy, masti, happy go lucky, just don't care, don't have any, don't have any wishes, don't have any desires. I'm floating in space. That's the enlightened space. And I'm floating joyfully, blissfully. That is the enlightened space. But there's really nothing called enlightened person, because one moment of enlightened can totally be converted into fear. These days, I hear a lot of people who they're trying to save planets, they're trying to save Earth, they're trying to save the sun, the moon, the stars, everything. And I just simply laugh because we have no idea how to even save ourselves. We can't save ourselves from any fall. If I have to just get up right now and fall in the next moment and break an ankle, I don't know how to save myself. I can't save myself. And here we are trying to save, A, B, C, D, the whole planet Earth and everything. Why is it that we wish to save something? It is fear that whatever we have is not enough. The future generations will not have enough. This is simply a frequency of lack. And there are all of these beautiful people, who have experienced so much joy, and they've been in that joy frequency, but suddenly they sit in this place, of trying to save something. And then you'll ask me, oh, but aren't they doing the right thing? Well, what is the right thing and the wrong thing? The right thing and the wrong thing is simply a judgment of our mind space. Everything that is happening around us is already part of a bigger design. If we get stuck to an outcome, this is what the earth should look like, this is what the sun should look like, this is what the stars should look like. Well, that's our outcome creation in our mind. Are they going to look like that? No, they are going to do whatever it is that they have to do. In the meanwhile, you are going to create all kinds of fears and anxieties just looking at them and saying, why are they changing? Why are they shifting? The universe is not about the sun, moon, and the stars and the earth. The universe is simply, what is it that you are experiencing? What emotion are you sitting in? If you keep answering that question for yourself, you're going to keep changing your energy field, and you will find so much perfection in everything that is happening around you. Even in the destruction, people don't like the thought of destruction. But where is creation if it is not destruction every moment? A new moment is created only because an old one is destructed. So creation and destruction have to move hand in hand. Otherwise, new buildings can't be created, a new place can't come up. Our new frequencies of energies can't be taken if the old frequencies don't get destroyed. It's destroying this and transforming to this that happens hand in hand. So destruction and creation are simply processes through which transformation takes place. And the transformation is already happening, whether you like it or not. So every time that you're looking at an outside thing and wishing to change something, whether it's your children or it's the earth, understand that you're coming from fear, you are coming from lack. So as you come from these frequencies, what will you create more for yourself? Maybe your children will get saved, but not because of you. They already came with their own energy field. They were going to be saved in any case. But you would have created more fear for yourself in that meanwhile, while you're trying to save your children, while you're trying to discipline your children, while you're creating rules for yourself and others around you. So when I say I learned my lesson, yeah, every experience is simply a lesson. And now we don't have to keep the lesson extended for 40 years. When I was unaware, I created a lesson of sadness for myself. The sadness was created from an event. My father died, and that was the moment of sadness. Except that I took that moment, I brought it back to my life every single day, morning and evening. And I sat in that frequency of sadness for almost 20 years. Today, when I understand that nobody ever dies, and he's come back and he's talking not just to me, but to thousands of people, and he's directing them and helping them lead such beautiful lives and all of that. And I laugh and I say, couldn't you have just told me earlier that you weren't dead, that you were still just right around? Couldn't you have couldn't you have had some mercy on me and not let me go through 20 years of crying? And he just laughs and says, no, that was your journey. That was your journey. And so the journey is what we came to experience. But now that I understand this journey, I changed the experience itself. It was my journey in that frequency, in the sadness frequency. So when I tell you, yes, you can experience your sadness and be done with it, how can you be done with it? Simply by changing your frequency. And change of frequency is that easy when you understand that you are energy. That's why I go everywhere and say, change your energy, change your energy. And you can simply take my energy, because my energy has all the answers. Take my energy and change your life. It changes like this to this, but it can change right back from this to this as well. Guess why? Because these are both frequencies. You have to simply play the game of awareness as to where you are going to sit in. You can change to this frequency as quickly as you can change to that frequency. Now you decide, you make the choice where you wish to be. Okay, now that was that. What to do in energy is to release a lifelong disease. Nothing. Do nothing. I'm on medication for hypothyroidism since 20 years. Don't want to continue like this the rest of my life. When you say, I don't want to do this, I don't want to do that, that is called creating of outcomes. And so what will I tell you? Release the outcome. What if you take a medicine? So what if you take a medicine? It's a tiny little medicine. No, 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 no. I don't want to take this tiny little medicine. It's too much of an effort for me. I don't want to do this. That's actually not the answer. Why are you not wanting to take this medicine? Because you have fear. You have fear of dependence on this medicine. You have fear of the side effects of this medicine. You have fear that this is how it will be for the rest of your life. And these are the fears that you are manifesting each day for yourself as you look at that medicine and you pop that pill each time. So, you might remember in the program for Expect Miracles, there is one particular place where I say, observe that you're even brushing your teeth. You are brushing your teeth out of fear. Why? Because when you are 2 or 3 years old and your parents were trying to get you to brush your teeth, they said, if you don't brush your teeth, you'll have bad teeth. This will happen, they'll fall off. You'll get all kinds of diseases. And so you started to brush your teeth once, twice, thrice in a day. But what's at the back end? Each time now you don't even think about it. You don't think that you're actually operating from fear each time you brush your teeth, but it's part of your normal day-to-day routine. And yet the energy underneath that is fear. So shall you stop taking your medicine? Would you just stop it tomorrow? Well, as I say to everybody, actions don't matter. It is the energy behind those actions. And so you're taking your medicine. That's the action that you do every single day. And what are you doing it out of? You are resenting the medicine. Why do I have to take this medicine for 30 years? What can I do to get rid of it? I don't want this. I don't want that. It is bad for me. So there is resentment, there is fear, there is lack, there is everything, and there is no peace, no joy in taking the medicine. How about you be thankful that, okay, at least there is medicine that helps you operate so beautifully. You just have to take a tiny pill every single day. But as you take that, now no longer do you have to suffer this and that, whatever it is that you were going to suffer from your hypothyroidism. So as you take your medicine, shift to gratitude. Shift to gratitude, because here is something so beautiful. This gift, the medicine, is a gift to you. But here you are complaining about the gift from the universe. What if you were 20 years old, or as long as when you started this medicine, and this medicine didn't exist? Would you not be suffering a lot more? So this medicine has taken away your suffering. Can you not be thankful for it? Well, you can, but you're not being so. So I tell you, begin now. When your energy changes to gratitude, you will notice shifts in yourself. Sometimes you might even think that, okay, I don't need to take the medicine today. When that thought, that alternate thought comes to you, even then, what should you do? Again, my focus is never on what action you should take. This is what you're asking. What action should I take to let go of this medicine? And my first response is nothing. You should do nothing to let go of this medicine from this fear, because the medicine might go away and yet your fears will remain. The medicine might go away and yet your resentment will remain. So the resentment that you hold just in life in general, release the resentment, release the anger that the whole universe is out to get you. I had to have this problem when I was 20 years old. The universe is out to get me. No, the universe provided you with an answer, with a solution that was right for you in that time. So be thankful for the solution that has come your way. As far as when that thought comes, why should you release this thought? Why should you release the lack? Why should you release the resentment, but not release the medicine? Well, the medicine will come to be released one day, but at that moment, again at that point in time, instead of taking the action, again look and clear your energy. Because, oh my God, I'm receiving this thought to not take medicine, but what if I stop taking it? Am I going to feel bad tomorrow? Is it going to impact me? Is it going to have a problem with my liver? How about my energy? How about this? How about that? If you are getting all of these fears, then again, that thought that you should leave your energy, that thought has simply come to remind you that you can still work so much more on your fear. Again, you have to work on your fear, not on taking the medicine or not taking the medicine. When you've worked on your fear enough, and then one day if the thought comes, let's not take the medicine, try it. Try it. You won't take it for a week and you'll be feeling all very happy and everything. A week will go by, and then suddenly on the 8th day, you'll get the thought again. You will get the thought, oh my God, I stopped taking my medicine. Is this going to happen? Am I going to suffer from it? If the thought has come again recognize you've gone and sat in fear. Should you take the medicine? Oh, it's action. Whatever you do, I don't care. But because the thought has come, again, sit on the thought, release the fear, understand that the energy that you just tuned into is fear. Everything else is simply a game. What will happen to your body? It's already being created every moment. All your cells are new every 6 months. So why is it that the same cells, even though all the cells are new, you're not with the same cells that you had 20 years ago? Not at all. But yet the problems are the same. Why? Because the energies are the same, the frequencies are the same, the intensity is only increasing because that's what your energy is creating. So I don't put my finger on the outcomes at all. Oh, I should get completely better. No, my job is not to put the finger on the outcome as to what my body should look like. This manifestation of my disease should go, that manifestation of my house should go, that manifestation of my job should go, that manifestation of my spouse should go. No, I don't look at outside expectations of outcomes at all. I simply keep working on my energy. And so I work on my energy. When it has to go, it will go. If it doesn't go, that's perfectly fine as well, because I have already worked on my fears. What if this stays for the rest of my life? What if this is to stay? What if it never goes away? Think about it. Whatever emotions come through, address that too. Be in masti, irrespective of what happens. He's a beautiful person. I can't remember his name right now. He's Australian and he doesn't have many parts of his body. As a matter of fact, I can't, it's I think Nick somebody or whatever. And he's a motivational speaker and he doesn't have his arms, he doesn't have legs. And yet he goes around the world being a motivational speaker and has a completely full, joyous life. How can he do that? Because he focuses not on what he doesn't have, but on what he has. And therefore, when he focuses on what he has, he simply creates more of the joy from having, not the unjoy, not the sadness of not having. You sit in sadness of not having, that's what you will create more of. So that's why I tell you again and again, shift into the joy of having. And so if your disease is bothering you, well, why is it bothering you? If your medicine is bothering you, why is it bothering you? Why are you not thankful that you have a solution that you can simply take and every single day lead a normal, beautiful, healthy life? Answer is always, always in the energies of gratitude. Okay. The next question comes. Oh, by the way, this even when I look at the word dis-ease, it's just a dis-ease. You're not at ease, so bring yourself to ease. Be in the frequency of joy, and there is so much ease and grace. There is no dis-ease. The body is showing you something. Be thankful that the body is showing you something rather than why is this disease happening to me? Can you see that the energies behind these two responses is completely different? Are doership, duality, and fear not all interrelated? Oh, everything about us is interrelated. Even sadness, everything is interrelated. That's why I tell you to journal, because everything that is interrelated shows up more and more in detail when we sit with the answer. When we write it down, we sit with the answer. And I say, oh, I released my fear when it happened. Yeah, but you didn't go underneath it. You might find that there is some sadness also. There are some other complementing interrelated emotions that you haven't cleared. And then there might be some interrelated thoughts, okay, some programs and beliefs that are not working for you that you haven't looked into. For example, I had this big program of disappointment, of creating disappointments for myself. Whenever I was getting ready for something, and this is in my older life, I was getting ready for something, I would always prepare myself for the final eventuality. But I would be harping on, like, what if this doesn't happen, so that I don't get, so I already disappoint myself so that I don't have to be disappointed later. And I found that so funny once I started to understand energies. I'm already creating plan A, plan B, plan C as an investment banker. That is what I was supposed to do. But I was already creating plan A, B, and C so that I would not be disappointed if a deal didn't go through. But here it is that I'm not even waiting for the disappointment to happen 5 days later. I'm already experiencing and preparing for that disappointment in the now. So that energy, that experience is already being had in the now. It doesn't need to wait. That plan can completely go through. My energies of disappointment won't be required, but I've already created them. I've created them in the now, in moving to a plan B, planning out for a plan B. So now I actually don't think plan B, plan C. I say when it happens, and a plan will come through. And it always does. I don't create plan Bs. I stick to plan A. I stick to guidance. I keep taking, guidances from money. Okay, what should I do today? What should I do about this now? And that's all there is. I keep flowing with whatever the guidance says to me in the moment. But I don't create plans for the future, because plans for if this doesn't happen, then maybe I should do that, or I should at least prepare for that just in case this doesn't happen. I used to be that person. And then I realized that I'm already creating energies of disappointment for me in the now. It doesn't even have to wait for day after tomorrow, for the time when the plan goes into action. I'm already creating an experience for me in the now. And so now I no longer create those experiences. I simply just let them go. I flow, and I flow in joy, knowing that if I'm going to create more joy in the now, more joy will keep getting created for me, because that's how the energy project works. Somebody writes to me saying there are many thoughts, there are so many thoughts I have on live-in relationships. I'm not able to ask you to the point question, but if you can talk about live-in relationship, please. Sure, I can talk about every relationship, because every relationship is only you with yourself. If you are comfortable with it, take a look. Look at what you are experiencing through a live-in relationship. If you are not comfortable with it, take a look at the fears that you have about a live-in relationship. When people come to me and say, oh, I've been in this live-in relationship for so long, it's almost like a marriage. And now that person wants to break up, but that's why I didn't want a live-in relationship in the first place. And I say, whether you want a live-in relationship or you don't want to live in relationship, it's not about the relationship outside. All of these are your fears manifesting, your judgments manifesting. Take a look at your own judgments and love yourself without any conditions. Whether you are in a live-in relationship, whether you are in a live-in relationship or you are in a die-in relationship, it doesn't matter. The relationship of you is constantly with yourself. You are being judgmental, not to the outside person, not to the people who are in those relationships. You are simply being judgmental. All the judgments are towards ourselves. When we can't love ourselves unconditionally, that's when we hold judgments. So for every judgment that you have on anything, then people in my times when I was younger, we didn't have live-in relationships, but then we had many other taboos. For example, divorce itself was a taboo. Divorce, the word itself was taboo. And so when I went through a divorce, it was so beautiful because everybody experienced my divorce through their eyes. I was very, very thankful that I was going through that experience. But I used to meet so many people who were like, oh my God, what will happen to you? What will happen to your future? That was not about me, because I was actually feeling very relieved and joyous. But they were looking at it through their lenses of fears, and they were feeling the judgments and they were feeling the insecurities. For me, were they actually for me? No, they were for themselves. And so whatever judgments that you feel for any topic, forget live-in relationships, because it's just a relationship. Every relationship that you have with a person outside, a live-in relationship versus a marriage. In one, there is a paper involved, and the other, there is no paper involved. Will the relationship change? Of course, it will change, but it will not change because there is a paper and there is no paper. It will change only because there is your energy and there is your energy. Whether you're in a live in relationship, it will happen as per your energy. Whether you are in a married relationship, it will happen as per your energy. Whether you are in a, what is it called, extramarital relationship, it will happen as per your energy. Whether you are in a, whatever names you take, everything is here to give you an experience. When you look at any of these relationships, the only question to ask is, what am I feeling? If you are feeling insecure, if you are feeling fearful, then it is your fear that is creating these scenarios outside. If you are feeling insecure, again, fear, worry, anxiety, it's all your fear that's creating these relationships for you. Whether you have a paper in hand which proudly proclaims that, okay, you belong to a person. It is so fun, right? Because we think that, okay, just because we get married, now this is the person who's supposed to love us till the end of life. And then one time when I've done a webinar on this, because it's all about family and what does a family mean in the energies. Short answer, nothing. There are actors all around, a piece of paper saying that this is the only person that you will love for the rest of your life. What does it create for you? It creates expectations. And then what will the expectations do for you? A very simple link of the expectations. Expectations, attachments, hurt. So it'll create hurt. Whenever you have expectations, whether it is from a live-in or an unlive-in, die-in, dead, whatever kind of relationship, if you have expectations, be rest assured the link is towards hurt. It'll get you there. If you're already experiencing hurt, then take a look. It's only because you have expectations, not just from the outside, but from inside. The expectations will create more and more judgments, not just outside, more inside. So a good time to be taking a look at all the judgments that you have towards yourself, taking a good look at all the expectations that you have towards yourself, from your other people around you. Those are all actors simply reflecting your energies back at you. No relationship outside means anything at all. So as you look at the relationships outside of you, take a look. They're all pointing at the energy that you hold. They are a simple reflection of you. If you like the reflection, fabulous. If you don't like the reflection, take a look within and release. It's as simple as that, to change your energy. But the whole game is to take you towards self-love. Why self-love? Because there's nobody outside. There's nobody outside except your reflection. So all the more love that you give to yourself, the more you will find your reflectors are giving you love back. The more judgments you give for yourself, the more you will find people will be judging you more and more. So whether you are judging or you think that people outside judge live-in relationships, there is nobody outside. It is your judgments on yourself. What if you say, no, I don't have any judgments on this kind of a relationship? Yeah, that's okay. Judgments are a large bucket. Take a look at all the places that you judge yourself. This topic, you don't hold judgments for yourself or for others, doesn't mean anything. There are many, many judgments that we hold for ourselves. We do not know how to love ourselves unconditionally. And so for that, I constantly give one mantra over and over again, over and over again. I am awesome. I am awesome. This without condition. I'm awesome because I did this today. No, I'm awesome. I'm not so awesome because I did this today. No, I'm still awesome. Awesome is my property. That is the frequency that belongs to me. Everything else, it's life. Some days this will happen, some days that will happen. Through all of that, I am awesome. That is unconditional love that you can give to yourself. So many people have come to me and said, I can't say this to myself. I tell them, look into the mirror, look into your eyes, and say this to yourself. Experience that love for yourself. So many people come and say, I can't do this. I can't look into the mirror. I can't look into my eyes. I can't say I am awesome. If you can't say that you are awesome, how can you expect somebody outside to say that to you? Because everybody outside is simply your reflection. I don't know if I answered that fully for you, but if I did, then you can let me know. And if I didn't, then ask me a more detailed message, and I'll give you some more answers. I can keep talking. Okay. All the love. Thank you much. Okay. So much to keep doing on the self gratitude for this journey. Yes, so much to keep doing because it's a daily bath. It's a daily bath that we take on every single day. We have a bath every day, even for the physical self. And this so beautiful is where, all the emotional bath happens at all times. We don't even have to keep a time frame for it. We get so aware, we get so much in practice to be an observer at all times that this just becomes second nature. Many people, when the initial phases start, they will come to me saying, oh my God, I'm so tired of doing this. And I laugh because I say, you are tired of doing this because you want to finish everything off today, but it doesn't work like that. You are still doing this releases also from fear. I don't want to carry any fear. I don't want to experience any fear. I don't want to do anything tomorrow. Please let it all be out of my system today itself. Well, what is all of this about? It's fear of fear itself. So instead of sitting in fear, if you just simply understand that everything is a frequency, it'll happen. It will happen every day, but why do we have to worry? When it happens, within 2 hours, if we put an alarm for ourselves, or if we are staying aware, if we have this habit, if we are inculcating this practice now, we will become aware of what we are operating from, and then we can release it. We can work towards releasing whatever we are sitting in. Why do we have to worry? And so from that place of accepting that everything is a frequency, that's when all of the all of the tiredness can go away, and this becomes just a way that you live your life. Instead of the finger being pointed outside, you did this, that happened, how do I solve that? All the fingers just pointed within. How do I solve that? Oh, easy. Let me just take a look at what I'm feeling, and then I can release it. And that's where the entire problem, as you call it, starts to get solved. For me, it's not even a problem. I understand everything is an experience. So if an experience has happened today and I'm not liking the experience, I will look to see what part of it am I not liking. If I got hurt, I got to release expectations. If I'm feeling angry, underneath the anger, I will find some fear also. So just going deeper and deeper within, and then you find that the part where you can be completely at bliss, just floating in nothingness, enjoying every moment, that part of you will begin to expand more and more. For that, the bath every day. I can keep talking, you can keep listening. Yes, we're already an hour into the chats. Time is up. I just have a very short little meditation that came to me. It didn't come in the Hindi session today in the morning, but it's coming to me right now. So here it is. We've done this meditation before, but again, to understand that the energy doesn't play in time. So whatever we eat is love. Whatever we inhale is love. Whatever we exhale is also love. Love comes in many different forms, and so a quick little meditation to experience that love. So take a deep breath in and exhale. And as you exhale and as you inhale, simply, I take energy from Meenal. I am Meenal. I am Meenal. I have the answers. I have all the answers. I am love. I am love. I have all the answers. And my answers are based in love. Love to the self. All my answers are based in love to the self. Say this line again and again to yourself. I am Meenal. I take energy from Meenal. I have all the answers. All my answers are based in love. Love to the self. Love to myself. All my answers are based in love. I am love. I am love. I am aware that I am love. I am aware that every breath I take in is love. I'm aware that every breath that I exhale is love. In between the breath, I am aware the blankness is love as well. Inhaling love, exhaling love. In this day today, during the day, if you ate something that you have judgments against, maybe some sweets, maybe a medicine, if that thought comes to you right now, if you fear, even though you take the medicine, if you fear it, even though you ate something because you couldn't stop yourself, but you fear what you ate, bring that moment to yourself right now. If not today, but yesterday during the week, if any such moment comes to you, simply bring that moment to your awareness in the now. And in this moment, looking at the fear or looking at the resentment for whatever you ate, whatever you took into your body, looking at that resentment, looking at that hate, looking at that fear, and now simply releasing it. I transform this fear to love. I am aware, and so through awareness, I transform my fear to love. Looking at that fear, how do you look at it? You simply look at yourself in that moment of fear and you hug yourself. Hug yourself and tell yourself, no more fear, only love. In this moment, I am aware, and so only love I give to myself. Exhaling that fear, as that fear transforms to love, hugging yourself, allowing yourself to be loved, judging nothing, not the food that you ate, not the drink that you had, not the medicine, not any creams that you put, anything and everything that you took on your body, in your body, everything transforms to love in the now. It doesn't matter for how many years you didn't look at that with love. In this now, you look at all of that with love. In this moment, just this moment alone, the transformation has already happened. It only takes a moment of awareness for you to transform fear to love. It only takes a moment to transform all of your resentment to gratitude, to thankfulness. So, everything that touches my body, I am thankful for. Everything that goes into my body, I am thankful. Anything that comes out of my body, I am thankful for that too. All that I am is love. All that I touch is love. All that I take in is love. I am love. I am love. In this moment, I am only love. I am aware that I am love. Through my awareness, I transform everything to pure, unconditional love for myself. Om Mani, Om Mani, Om Mani. Okay, everyone, lots and lots of love. Enjoy. And if you are feeling, every time you eat something, every time you look at something that you're about to take in and you feel fear, you feel anxiety, you feel worry, you feel lack, you feel resentment, understand that in the energy, even if you've done that before, you can always change it now. Nothing that's been done is sacrosanct. In the energies, everything is constantly transforming. And so transform everything to love with your awareness. Enjoy. Lots and lots of